I think I might have had a flirtatious encounter at the office today. Only I'm not sure, so I have to go back and ask. But she's not there anymore because it's not her office. It's nobody's office. And she never really existed to begin with. The receptionist looks concerned and asks if she can help. I say no and mumble something about an old friend who used to live in these parts, getting lost in the sound of my own voice as it crawls from the hole at the center of my chest. She reaches for the phone as I drift into the courtyard, wistfully, as if longing for a wind farm. And so it goes, maneuvering this lonely pleasure craft across a vast, unpopulated landscape, forced to imagine my own roadkill, eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of a miracle, something to keep me warm or chase after, something to sustain me just a little bit longer. Elevator. The doors close and I get a little panicky because time moves so slowly in here. Already it seems like an hour and hardly a floor has dinged. Then I realize we are all little elevators ourselves, with living things going up and down inside us all the time. Together we tremble like a city, waiting for the doors to open so we can walk out and find ourselves in a bigger city of buildings, trembling like people, and an even bigger elevator, waiting for the doors to open so they can pour out into the night that pours into another night that turns out to be a sweater of moths flying from town to town, searching for its owner and promising to behave. A new look. I tried combing my hair a different way today to see if it would affect my brain waves, change the direction of my orbital pull, reverse my polarity, or prevent the world from finally coming unhinged. But none of these things happened. It's not even my hair to comb. It's on loan from the library, the hair library, and not even my local branch. It's on inter-hair library loan from a remote location that no one's ever been to before, a little something I picked up on microfiche while perusing the back rooms of the basement. But my new look is failing me, even down here in a world without mirrors, in a room that can dream itself no further, failing to finesse or redress my old paradigm, to shift my unruly attention away from the water that seeps from beneath the doors leading down to the other basement, the one where they keep the flood that was captured years ago and left to prowl tirelessly through the black labyrinths of stacks, their thoughts now nearly illegible, just looking for a weak spot in the walls, a door left ajar, or the nearest screw come loose. Some sweet, malleable soul who might just be a little sympathetic to the idea of complete annihilation. Afternoon commute. She's disappointed. Apparently the shape of her fingers is all wrong, suggesting a more dominant, even power-hungry personality. I suggest wearing some kind of glove, a prosthetic of sorts, but apparently this has no effect on one's psychic makeup. We try to talk about it more, but I get a funny feeling in my arm and briefly consider the possibility that my heart is breaking. It's like this every day, so many details to keep track of, so many moths to sort, collate, and staple. So I consult the database looking for answers, looking for a fresh carton of milk to paint your face on, the cows hovering just beyond recognition, a filter most likely having been applied to the great love that once flowed warmly from their breasts, like a fountainhead, upon this once robust town of unlikely but likable imposters.
From the Managerial Style Conference Escape Diaries, September 23. We might have found our way out by breadcrumb, but the stars were faint and apologetic, unmathematical as the stray sequins of a decommissioned mermaid. Her gown, a sorrowful flag thrown over the face of another fallen industry. Two of us had already been through the program and were still nursing powder burns from the Trust and Leadership workshop. A peppered filigree of shadowy lace tracing the backs of our hands like disheveled Edwardian shirt sleeves, giving us a distinguished, war-torn air. The new initiates looked to us for guidance, and I must admit, at times we played with their expectations, narrating protocol that vacillated wildly between images of hope and despair, then watching them play across their anxious faces like poorly lit German expressionist training films gone wrong. But that was before we found ourselves in the lobby, within the lobby, at the Black Magic Ramada Inn and Conference Center, the stiff elegance of counterfeit living rooms, betrayed only by occasional water stains and carpet patterns impossible to follow, surveillance cameras taking blood samples in our sleep. The details are blurry now, but by dawn only a few of us remained, stunned and shivering in a thinning stand of pines just beyond the interstate park and ride. We debated how best to blend in with the locals, posing as utility workers and postal clerks, promising to slip our signature syllogisms into the marginalia of our annual reports, which we all agreed should only be read much later and after a thorough burning of absolutely everything.